Hello everyone, today we are setting up open publishing space with GitSync by Hibbett's Design. Uploading the skeleton is very simple. Through cPanel, which is what you're seeing right now, it's just a matter of dropping the file into the upload area and going from there. We have the zip file uploaded into the root directory of our site where we can right click and extract. And what that will do is it will create another directory, and inside of that, everything you need to host your Grav site is ready to go for you. Copying the name of the directory, you can change it, but in this case, we're going to keep it as it is. Copying the name of the directory, we can easily navigate to it from our browser, and you'll be greeted with the Grav setup an administrative account form. From here, you'll just set up a username, email, password, and if you like, your full name and title for the site's content, and just hit create user, and that'll create an administrative account for you that you can use to customize your Grav site. Once you've hit create user, the first step to setting up GitSync is very simple. We're going to go to the front page of our website by selecting view site from the sidebar. And once we're there, we're going to hit the Setup GitSync link on the front of the page. It's in the upper right corner, and this will initiate the GitSync wizard. It'll actually take you back to your administrator and set up the wizard for you. Step one is creating a link to your hosting service. Basically, what you're doing here is you are logging into either GitHub, Bitbucket, GitLab, or any other Git service with webhooks. You can use your password, or you can use a token that's generated on the service. It's a little bit more secure than a password, but it is an optional step. So if you'd like to just use your password, feel free. In this case, we're using GitLab, and we're going to need to create a repository on GitLab. That is step 2 of the wizard. We're going to gitlab.com. We are already logged in, and we're going to hit the green new project button. Now that button will initiate the creation of a new repository that you can use to sync your site with Grav. Under project name, we're just picking the name that the folder is, but you can name it whatever you would like. We're creating this as a public repository, and we are initializing it with a README. What that will do is it'll create a file on the repository, and that will start the process so that GitSync has something to attach to. Without a file, there's really not actually a repository. It's just the setup of one. Switching the link to HTTPS and copying it will give us something that we can paste into the wizard under Git repository. Needs to be the HTTPS link, and hitting test connection, we will test it and make sure that your Grav site can actually reach out to and contact your Git repo. In this case, we'll get an indication that it has done so, and we are ready for step 3. In step 3, we're creating a webhook, and we are going back to our repository to do this. We're going to hit the little cogwheel, which is the settings menu, and go to integrations. And we're going to create a new integration for your site using the URL that we copied from the wizard. This URL is basically a payload URL. It's generated by the wizard, and it lets GitLab know how to get a hold of your website. Under the triggers, you're going to want to make sure that push events is selected and SSL verification. This is all done by default, so there's really nothing you need to adjust here. Just go back to your wizard and select the next button. This will take you to step 4, where you get to pick which directories you want to synchronize with GitLab. In our cases, we're going to use Pages, which is all the written content for your site. However, you can use themes and plugins. Config and data, you want to make sure that you know what you're doing before you do that. It's a more advanced option, and we want to make sure that it's available to you. But generally, Pages, themes, and plugins is all you would ever need for a basic site. Now to test our connection, we're going to go to the front page and we're going to hit the View Content Repository link, and this will take you to the root of your repository and just let you know that everything's there. You'll notice that there is a Pages directory already there, and that was synced through GitSync already. Going back to our administrator, we can actually change what that button does by going to Themes and selecting My Theme, which is the active theme. And from here, you can actually configure a lot of different options, but in our case, we're going to change that GitSync link to a view edit page and Git repository. So instead of taking you to the root directory of your repository, it's actually going to take you to the specific file for that page that you're currently loading. So if, for example, we go to the standard page, which is in the top navigation, we can go to edit this page, and that will take us to that standard page file as it exists in the sync. So if we make an adjustment there, it will automatically move over to our website. Just like if we made an edit on our website, it would go straight to GitLab. And that's it. We've just set up the Open Publishing Space skeleton and you are ready to go.